we have a special show for you guys. This show we're doing today, it's going to be for. Wait, what's that? Oh, guys, you see that on your wall? Clam Wow. Clam Wow. Get your Clam Wow. This is what Clam Wow does, guys.
Yeah.
You get Clam Wow on wall.
Power.
Clam. So we're going to go over week 3. Clam. Wow. Week 3 predictions, and we're gonna recap what just happened in week 3. So Alex has our what we're going to get to the spreads. Alex has that up. But well, we got a new segment actually. We got a new segment, and
It's been highly requested.
it's been highly requested by I think only Alex at this point. I'm pretty sure he's the only one that's been highly requesting. What quest? Is it what questing or
Requesting.
requesting this topic, and it is a. You want to say it or do you want me to say it?
Neither that guy.
Okay, it's a not that gay. You're not that guy, pal. Segment, and essentially what this segment's gonna pretty much sprinkle in is players, position groups, teams that the media or the we'll say society is pressing for a certain narrative on a group or a person, and we come in and we say, "No, he's not that guy." Usually it's a negative thing, or we can twist it and be a positive thing. So, Alex has seceded to always go first because he wants it to be in a certain rotation. So, Frost, you have a not that guy topic you want to go over?
Yeah, I think the not that guy for me would be it's a group, but it would be the rookie QBs. All of them actually have been performing pretty
Sussy.
poorly. Yeah, pretty sussy to say the least. I'm not really going to jump on the Bears and Justin Fields just because of the fact I feel like Matt Nagy kind of screwed the pooch on that one. It was only his first game where he actually played as a starter. But overall, the rookies haven't been really performing what we've seen, especially with like last year with Joe Burrow came in and was killing it statistically before he got hurt. Herbert,
Who's that?
obviously.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, who's that guy?
Fuck, dude.
But it's not looking like out of the 5 QBs there are, maybe only one will actually turn out to be a decent QB. And even then, Trevor Lawrence isn't looking amazing right now. He's holding on to the ball too long. So I'd say not that guy this week for me would be the rookie QBs. They have a lot to show, obviously. It's their first year, but it just seems like they have all been put in a pressure cooker, and they're all folding underneath the pressure.
Mm.
Okay, I like that one. That was actually really, really good. Alex?
Mine is gonna be a year or two after Frost, but I'm going with Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay, come on.
as
If we're going
a
to say his
not
name
that
right, it's going to be
guy.
Tua Thomas.
It's a good name.
I'll say this much: when I witnessed the line move in favor of the Dolphins last week, when they found out that Tua wasn't starting, it's kind of a perfect way to know that he's not that guy. And it's kind of something Miles has been saying for a while. And honestly, I didn't even think about it when I took. I think I took the Raiders bet from last week on like Sunday night when I was like, oh, the Tua's not playing, so Raiders are gonna win. And then once I started thinking more about it, and
it's better.
I was like, oh my god, wait, this is bad. But they still ended up like going by 3. So, but
okay,
yeah,
that's nice.
I think he might just be done.
Might be out, yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, if Brissett really starts popping off, How
Dolphins-
can you put him back in there?
It's
think
dumb.
it-
It's
it
dumb for me
could-
to say.
It could be like a Rosen situation with him.
I think
Maybe not
I
to that
really
extent,
think it's
but
Yeah,
I think it's because he's left-handed, dude. I don't know what the schematics is on it, but there has to be a reason why left-handed quarterbacks aren't in the NFL. I don't know. Maybe not. But-
is Brissett left-handed or no?
No.
I don't know
I
why I
don't know. I
thought
don't
he
think
was.
so.
Okay.
No. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but he's undersized, of course. He's small. He's not that athletic. He's fragile, and he's
You
left-handed.
know, I don't know if we
I
talked
mean-
about this in one of the podcasts, but do you know he's not a captain of his team?
Yeah. Out of
Which
all
is
the
like,
rookie QBs,
Nobody in the league is not the
Yeah.
captain of their team. If
I
they're the
think.
quarterback.
Wait, did
think
Zach Wilson get it?
I would say
Uh,
yes, but I'm not. 100%.
Yeah, he has a captain.
I
patch on
honestly
his
think
jersey.
Tua might be the only QB that's not a captain.
I think there's another person.
I don't
But
know.
yeah,
I think
very
it's going to
crazy.
be. I think it's going to be the same. Like you were saying, it's going to be the same situation with the Cardinals and Rosen. Like this is his year to prove whether or not he can do it, and they just need to rip the Band-Aid off and be like, "We
Right.
made a mistake. We
And-
move on, and we go from there." They really want Deshaun Watson.
yeah, they're
from
gonna
all
probably
the
get rid of
reports
him.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I was
I
going to
mean,
bring up. It's
That's got to play out. So I think they're in limbo right now, and they could care less if they win 8 games or 9 games. They'd really rather have a high draft pick for
Yeah.
possibly trading for Watson. But I think they know it's kind of coming.
don't
to an
they?
end
They have a
with
lot
that.
of picks this year too, right?
Yeah, they do.
I think they have a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my not that guy. I got a riddle for you guys. What's worse than one sprained ankle?
3.
You would think 2 sprained ankles. And then when I say what's worse than 2 sprained ankles, you would think, oh, he's talking about Carson Wentz. One thing that is worse than 2 sprained ankles would probably be the Washington football team defense. Honestly, they are so ass, and it's not that they're ass. It's that the hype train of me and
I was gonna say
everybody.
started by you.
There was.
yeah, oh
Everybody
yeah,
was.
I was the conductor. Woo, I was on it. I mean,
Jamie.
you had Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Darren Payne, and Montez Sweat,
Montez Sweat, yeah.
already picking up William Jackson III, a former Bengals corner who's really good, and then one of my favorite safeties in Landon. Not
Collins?
Dickerson. Landon Collins. I'm thinking Landon Dickerson for some reason. But yeah, I mean, you have that, and you pick up Jamin Davis, who is a rookie linebacker, like who was really graded really well with PFF in college. Like so many great pieces defensively, and it's just like it's just not work. Like it. I don't know what it is, but the one thing that they needed to not slow up. Like, we knew Fitz was going to be a mystery. We knew even after he got hurt, we knew this
Right.
Hanky guy is not going to be it. Like, we knew Terry McLaurin is going to do his thing, pop off. We really believe that. The running back escaping my head right now, Gibson was really going to pound it and be, everything else was kind of like 50-50. We knew that defense was going to be like fucking lights out, like real fucking good. But they aren't. Like, they're getting exploited, they're getting beat up, they're getting bruised. One thing I didn't think people would be able to do is run the ball on them, and they're not afraid to run the ball on them. So not that guy is definitely the Washington
that
football
one.
team defense.
Yeah.
And it's strictly because of where I started with them and their
Right.
energy.
I mean,
Like,
I think anyone who was like a quote unquote Cowboys hater had Washington winning the division, right?
I think
Like,
so.
it
I was definitely there.
Secure. They're like, all right, Washington's the move. They were
Yeah, because it
pretty
was
fan
literally,
favorite with gambling too.
we kept saying like all they needed was a competent quarterback because their defense is set. McLaurin is good.
People thought they were a top like 3 defense. They held up fucking Tom Brady last year. So
for sure. So that's definitely like the not that guy segment, and I feel like a football team fan would definitely agree with that. If we have any, I don't know if we have any football team
if
fans,
anyone
but
in the chat,
if anyone in the chat wants to say, hey guys, I'm a football team fan, I agree with you.
I
I'm
think we
hurting.
should go with a complete rebrand. Go with the Washington Sentinels. Bring in
The Red Wolves.
Falco.
Give me the Red Wolves.
and, that's it.
I think they should do
Trade
the
Chase Young
Washington
for
Washings. washing machines.
Washing machines.
Washington washing machines.
That'd be good.
With like a
Okay.
Trellis logo.
The broken
Uh,
washing machines because they get no turnovers in that washing machine.
Oh, nice. Okay. Next, let's kind of go in a positive direction. Who this week, week 3, either person, position, or a team surprised you in a positive light, in week 3? Frosty.
I will go ahead, and I'm not going to jump to the Rams. That was kind of one I was looking at. But I would say overall, probably the Broncos defense. The Broncos defense is top 10 defense in the league right now. Even though they've played pretty crappy teams, they're still blowing them out and holding those teams down.
They're like
pretty much the
they're the
whole time.
Washington
Like,
football team of
last
last
year,
right?
yeah, like
You
the
got the competent
surprise
quarterback, and
you can't. I don't know. They've allowed 26 points through their first 3 games, which
they've
is
averaged
nuts.
like 8 points a game,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
It's crazy that they're like even without Bradley Chubb there, they're still getting the pressure, which is crazy. And that's the one thing. They're a well-rounded team right now, and we'll obviously see how the season plays out with injuries and everything like that. But it seems like Teddy Bridgewater is the guy for them that can actually keep it together.
Mhm.
As long as he doesn't turn over the ball, their defense is going to get stops. And that's the main thing that they were missing before. Drew Lock was obviously the issue, but it's definitely the Broncos defense for me. That was so surprising. They keep doing it, and obviously they have a big test this weekend.
All right, Alex, what do you got positive wise?
I'm gonna say the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. I can't personally speak a lot on this team because I haven't watched a lot of their film, I guess. But the fact that they had played 2 close games and then one last week, I have a feeling that they're going to be a little better than I thought. Kirk has been playing super well, so I'm gonna roll with the Vikings on this one.
All right. And I also, Frost, I was going to do a cop out. I was going to do the Rams and just being able to, boast up that big, great performance of, I feel like handedly beating the Bucks. But I'm going to go somewhere that's a little bit closer to my heart. Something that's a little bit
The
soft.
Sooners.
No, I am so happy, emotionally just drained of excitement of Odell Beckham Jr. being back and out there. 5 receptions, 77 yards. They even gave him a carry that he popped off, and he just looks so good. And they won convincingly. And so the positive also is that bullshit about Odell being the problem in Cleveland. Like him being like, what is it, too good, and so it ruins Baker. Like, I don't understand that media thing where it's like it's like the Browns are better without Odell, and it's like that whole narrative is so dumb, and I hope he just puts it to rest. Even though there are Browns, they're in the Bengals division, like I hope Odell just pops off and Baker does great things because of Odell, and that narrative would just go away.
I think
So, like,
Odell's one.
Definitely for the playoff run, they're going to need Odell no matter what. And I think that's I don't think they undervalued him last year. Like, obviously Baker having trouble trying to get him the ball all the time. That was the playmaking call. Like, they were just literally slamming the ball to him when he was in triple coverage. So it was good to see. It was really like you were saying, it was good to see him back. Like, and it looked like he was in a fluid action the whole game. Like, it wasn't pushed.
This is what I would say. I would say it's a blessing in disguise that he got hurt, because they didn't have an identity with them being, okay, we're a running team. Like, they were at that point in time of Odell being in, they were like, fuck, okay, we have a number 1 overall pick.
Especially
who's a
with their
gunslinger.
with their other coach too, right?
Kevin
They're really trying to feed Odell.
Yeah, they were really trying to like say like, okay, we have a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
and we have Odell. Let's just throw him the ball. And then with Odell getting hurt, they realized, fuck, we really don't have anyone to take the top off. Let's just fucking run the fucking ball. And they realized that the success with Chubb and Kareem Hunt, they became a running team. And so now at Odell, they look like last year's probably, Titans, but it'll probably a little bit better being able to do play action and whatnot. So
I think
that's what we're going to do.
I was going to say, I think the Browns, the one thing that they're lacking is kind of a passing game. And I think if they get that together, then they can definitely be one of those like top 5 teams. I think when you try to look at a team in the sense of like a Super Bowl,
you would say they're not there right now, top 5?
Probably not. I don't know. I don't have my whole list, but when it comes down to the Super Bowl, I don't think I would trust the Browns right now. That's kind of what I was going to say. Like last year, you look at the Chiefs and the Bucks, and those are the 2 teams that seem most, at least from last year, seem most fitting in all around aspects of football, right?
I'm really interested. So I'm gonna guess your Chiefs, Bucks, Rams, Cowboys. Who would be your 5th team?
Let's see.
I feel like we gotta get this one out.
I would
Chiefs,
go
Bucks, maybe Packers. Would that be your 5th team?
Rams, for sure. Rams are probably 1 for me right now.
Chiefs, Rams, Bucks.
I'd put the Bills up there.
Yeah, Bills and maybe Packers. Yeah, that'd probably be like my top 5.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm just not. I always think of like a Super Bowl, right? And when I imagine like Baker having to run down the field to like get the win, I don't trust him right now.
Okay.
And
That's fair.
I think like when you think of a full team, I mean, there's a lot of holes in all teams, right? Probably the one team that has the least is the Rams right now. It seems like they have the best offense, the best defense, comparably to all the teams, I guess, and they have really good coaching, right? When you look at the team like the Cowboys, their weakness has always been the defense, and we always rely on Dak to carry us. But now we finally seem to have our running game coming back. We have our offense, and then now we're getting some defense back. And then if you look at like the Bucks, it seems like they're kind of lacking in the defensive factor, right? So when I try to look at like a team and complete, the Browns are, when your quarterback can only throw 20 completions a game, there's some alarming factor when it gets down to those playoff games and in Buffalo with the snow and like all that stuff. And like, I just don't see Mayfield. Like, I don't trust him in the last minutes, I guess.
Okay.
So.
All right. That's fair. All right. Well, let's pop this thing off. Let's go ahead and get into the week 4 spreads. Alex, you got them up. We're going to go right down the middle. And pretty much spit these off one by one. And I will start. I'm a Bengals fan. We got a game tomorrow. Thursday Night Football. Spreads at 7.
You predicted this at like 4.5, right?
This was at I predicted this was 7.5 on Sunday, though, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
I'm pretty sure it was at 7.5. I predicted 4.5. Like I predicted, like you asked me. I remember Alex asked me, like, "Hey, what do you think the spread is?" I was like 4.5. Has to be around 4.5, and you said 7. And so the only thing the reason why I said 4.5 is because, look, Trevor Lawrence has not been playing that number 1 overall hype, that one number 1 overall ability. Tua last year, and we kind of talked about it. Tua last year, Joe, Herbert, everyone last year, even Tua, they had a game where it popped them off. Like they had that game where they popped off. This is Trevor Lawrence's first prime time. It's in the lights. It's away, so it's in Cincinnati. The only reason why I thought it was 4.5 was simply because in my head I was like, "This is." I'm not cynical, but I was like, "This is going to be the game where Trevor probably gets it together." Week 4, they'll somehow, some way get it together because I'm still not sold completely on the Bengals offense. But now I look at 7. There are some key injuries that the Bengals are dealing with, and that's Jesse Bates, who is the pretty much heart and soul of the defense. He got a neck injury; he's out. You got T. Higgins, who's also going to be missing another week. with his shoulder, and then we have some serious doubtfuls as well that are kind of up in the air with Chidobe and Wuzie. So if we lose 2 secondary starters and we don't know if Trey Waynes is going to play, we're not looking great defensively. Like it's our front seven's always going to be stout. I feel like even with injuries, and I hate doing it, but I feel like has to be +7 Jacksonville, because I feel like even though we beat the Steelers in a good, nice fashion, it was a convincing win, but I feel like the Steelers were too depleted. Like I feel like we learned more about the Steelers than we did about the Bengals last week. That's how I feel. So I'm going to take that 7 with Jacksonville, and I'm going to take it because we still don't know what the passing offense is going to be like with Zach Taylor and how he's going to call it. And so far I'm 3-0 in predicting these Bengals games. And so I really think +7 Jacksonville. I really hope we don't lose this fucking game, because we need to be 4-1 if we're going to go to fucking Green Bay. Got to be 4-1 or
3-1.
3-1. My bad. 3-1. Jamar Chase, he has 4 touchdowns. All the other rookie wide receivers have 4 touchdowns combined. He has 4 alone, 4 in 3 games. Like, he's balling. Joe Burrow had a great game last week. I'll say Bengals didn't show me enough to say, even against the worst team, even though every single team that the Jacksonville Jaguars have played against, they've lost to them by double digits. I still think 7's a lot. I do, and I know a lot of people are going to be hammering -7 Bengals, but I think that's a trap. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's a trap. Our offense is worse than theirs, statistically, like just by, I believe we're ranked 28th. They're ranked 23rd. So our offense is still bad. Our defense is ranked 8th, and their defense is ranked somewhere in the 20s. So it could be, I think it's going to be a low scoring game for sure.
46 is high.
Yeah, I think 40. It's going to be. It could be like a low score, because I mean, you really think about it. Bengals haven't scored more than 24 points this season. I think maybe 20 something for Jacksonville Jaguars also this season. So you already have their highs combined. Mm-hmm. So I would say 46 under, +7 Jacksonville. Bengals will win outright. But yeah, that's how I got that. What do y'all got real quick? What do y'all think real quick?
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree with Jacksonville covering that. I think if you get it at if you go to 7.5, then that's kind of when I would lean. Even more so with Jacksonville. If you got it at 6.5 for the Bengals, maybe. But I think Jacksonville will keep it close. I'm definitely hammering the under on it for 46. I don't think it'll get up to 46. The only thing I'm concerned about is it's a primetime game. And typically primetime games definitely show up when it comes to points for the over-under. So I agree with you completely on that for Jacksonville covering, but Bengals winning, obviously.
Right.
I don't know if y'all saw my teaser that I posted, but I did Bengals, Chiefs, Eagles, and what was the other team? Titans, I think.
You get the Bengals plus.
So I did all of them 6, and then I posted on my Instagram. I said, "Which team's going to blow this?" And everyone put the Bengals.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But I disagree. I would probably say like the Titans, but not that I think I'm going to win it. But I already bet this. I teased it. I did Bengals win under 52. I kind of thought about all the different kind of things that I could do, and that just seemed like the best idea to me. I think it's going to be low score, like you kind of said. Both these teams, they're kind of like a slower pace, or like at least the Bengals keep it slow. They're going to run Mixon a lot. The Jags just can't score points right now. So yeah, I think I even looked at this. I think the highest the Bengals scored like 24 or like 27.
It was 24 last week. Yeah.
I'm going to ride my Jags offense hate as long as I can. So I think the perfect way to play this would be under 52 and then hit the 1 on the Bengals, just win the game.
And then my favorite props for this game, it is going to be CJ Uzomah, who is our horrible tight end, under 20.5 receiving yards. Take that. It's it's nice at minus 115. Like he's not a part of our passing offense whatsoever. He is a get rich quick scheme like kind of guy. Another one
What's
is
receptions on him. Do you know?
he doesn't have one. It's just yards.
Okay.
And then I have another one.
You probably like Mixon anytime.
I like Mixon 17.5 over just because we still ran 60% of the time, even last week. That's why Joe Burrow only had 175 passing yards or 190 passing yards. Like, even though we were dominating through the air, we still kept running the ball. Like, I think Zach Taylor wants this to be run first, 17.5. I think Joe got 19 last week.
He missed it by like 1, I think.
Okay.
The line's moved in his favor though, like both times. Like it started at like 17.5. It's already moved all the way up to like 20.
Now, and the last one
was like, lock this in immediately for me, but he didn't get it.
Last one is 23.5 with James Robinson. We've played against Dalvin Cook, held him under 60 rushing yards. David Montgomery held him near 56. Najee Harris, I think he was at what, like 50 or something like that.
What's his line? 60 what?
So James Robinson, he's at 23.5
rushing yards.
That's
super low.
Oh, that's receiving yards.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
an idiot.
okay.
I'm in the receiving.
Okay, yeah. I hammer the over on that one.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed by that one because as I'm saying it, I realize how dumb it is. Well, it said 23.5 receiving yards. So I don't know if you want to take that. It says 54 and a half though for his rushing. His rushing is 54 and a half. I'd go under that.
Okay.
I'd go under that. 54 and a half, I'd go under for that one. That probably is still hot.
I think his like carries is supposed to be like 11 to 12. So yeah, that kind of does seem like a pretty high amount of rushing yards if you're going to get that many carries.
Yeah.
He feels like he's kind of in our committee kind of, right? So
and it also, I don't know, but for Trevor Lawrence, he's at 15 and a half. So that might be a little fun one if you just want to go over on that one. We're not really good with the mobile quarterbacks. All right, so Ross, you took +7, right? On Jacksonville. Alex, you took
I would just tease it. I'm with Frost, like pretty much exactly what he said.
Okay.
The 7 is correct in my head.
All right. Okay. All right. I did a while on that one just because it was my team.
It's a big game. Yeah.
So next one I got football team at Atlanta. Look, dude, shit. These teams are fucked. Like they're so bad. I'm going with the fact that I think that the football team is just as good as the Eagles. That's how I say it. Like I think the football team are as good as, or if not, just a little bit better than, or a little bit worse than the Eagles. And how the Eagles beat the brakes off the Falcons. I think that the football team can win by a field goal. Like I think that they could push out a field goal win. They played the Bills last week, got their heads kicked in. That's fine. Falcons still didn't look convincing against the Giants, like at all. There's really not much to it. You know, maybe that defense can get past. Good thing about it is Matt Ryan is like, there's like low. What is it? It's like depth of passing attempts. Like he has the lowest depth of each passing attempt he does. So everything he's doing, it's like even lower than Big Ben's. Like it's within 3 or 5 yards. Like he's not even trying to push the ball down the field at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps football team as well. Maybe coming up making stops. I'll take -1.
A longest completion bet or something.
Oh, really?
Like
okay,
Ryan,
that's probably why.
No, I'm just saying you could do like, I don't know what the line would be, but
you don't know.
Under
another
30
thing,
yards is like
another thing is so the guy for Madden, right? The guy that works with Madden, there's something in the ball that they let Madden track, right? And so out of every quarterback in the National Football League, Matt Ryan has the slowest, fastest ball. So all the quarterbacks, though they're fastest, though they're hardest, Matt Ryan has the slowest one out of all 32 starting quarterbacks. So that also says a little bit something of like he's just not that. He's what I always believed he was, I guess is what we're saying, and it's not a good quarterback. So I'm going -1. Frost, what do you think? I'm going -1 Washington football team.
I'll make it quick on this one. On this one, I took Atlanta covering this. They're at home, obviously. The one thing I was looking at is obviously Washington's secondary defense is absolutely atrocious. When you have Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, and Matt Ryan, who actually had a decent game last game, I don't see. I actually on this one I teased it. So on my bet I teased them. I gave them 6 points
On the
Mhm.
under or over?
on the. So if I gave them 6 points, they would have to cover 7.5.
Yeah, what's the other
No.
team you teased it with though?
So the other thing I teased it with is the over or the under. Sorry, so
Okay.
it moved
50-30 or
47.
something.
Yeah, I think it's the line
I
right
agree.
now.
I like that.
I like the
That
under
was a
too.
tease bet for me. But if I had to go straight spread, I agree with you, Mills. I would take Washington being able to, sneak out a win there.
Mhm.
But with Atlanta at home, I don't see them really dropping the ball that hard, especially at home. And when you're playing a secondary defense like that, that's literally what their offense is built for.
Okay.
Hits. So
Okay.
that's what I have it at.
All right, Alex, you.
I have a question for y'all. If this game was in Washington, what do you think the line would be?
I don't think it'd matter.
Well,
I'm under the belief now that home field advantage is like kind of a wash. Like
Yeah,
it's.
I kind of agree.
I feel like so many away teams have been pulling these wins out
Yeah.
like convincingly. Like home field advantage. I wanted to bring this up. I hate that I'm taking more time. I feel like home field advantage is currently set for some teams. Dallas is a team that if they have home field advantage, that is a major plus.
Packers
Another
or
one would be
Seahawks or
probably Seahawks, Raiders. Like there are certain teams where when they're at home, we need to dive in. A team like at Atlanta or a team like
Atlanta usually does have a good fan
they
base,
usually
though.
do, but it's like when they know that their team is like not that great,
I
you
have
don't really
Falcons
know
fans
if
that
people
just think they're trash.
right, exactly. So there have been so many away teams that have been coming to these stadiums and beating the shit out of the home team, to where I still like I don't think that line like if Washington's at home, maybe Vegas gives them 1.5 or something like I don't know, but
So, well, that's what I was going to bring. Usually it's a 6-point swing. So Vegas is basically telling us that Washington would be a 7-point favorite.
Yeah, just give me and just a heads up. Obviously, they're home dogs, so I always love taking home
Yeah.
field underdogs.
Mhm.
Like those are huge. Like this year, those bets have been hitting hard.
Right.
So that's one thing I was looking at. Like whenever I was looking at the odds, because like you said, if it was in Washington, that means what they get 3.5 for being at home.
Well,
And then
it would go 3, taking it away from their stadium, and then give them 3 into the
Yep.
other stadium. So
So
it'd be
it's like-
7 points is what
That's
it's telling us.
yeah,
That's hefty.
that's what they're saying.
I,
That's
I here's my take. I think they're probably equal teams, and with that being said, I'm gonna take the home team. I would go money line. I probably agree with Frost. Probably the best way to do this would to be tease it and then go 6 and then take it to 7 and then do the under. But
Yeah.
All right.
Falcons money line's my play.
So my next one is Texans and Bills. Off rip, don't care. Not going to dive into this one that much. Bills are just way too superior. Davis Mills, I think, is just going to be a guy where he's going to go through unfortunate growing pains, and he's going to learn it from the
Might break
Bills.
his neck.
16 points is a lot, and a lot of the times we got to stay away from these 16 points or these double digits. More than likely, the Texans will probably find a way to cover this, but I don't see it. I do not see it covering, and I feel like Vegas knows that a lot of people are going to go plus 16. So I think minus 16. I'm just going to go with it just because I have no more faith in the Texans that Tyrod Taylor is out.
Mhm.
Tyrod's there, of course, I'll take it, but I'm going minus 16 Bills. What about you?
I agree with you. I'm in a group text about this. We're currently having this discussion. I think Tyrod was like the spark that they needed, and with Mills, I just don't see it. I'm not gonna bet it at all anywhere because the money line's at minus 1,000. But
I mean, it's a great tease though. You go, you do 7 points, make it -9 for the Bills, and then go under. I mean, over. So you go 40 points over. Like, I think that
I
might
don't
be
know.
a really
It
good one.
also could be like a 35-3 game.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't know. I don't have an opinion.
All right, Frost, what'd you do?
In the pick'em, I'll do -16.
Yeah, on this one, like you're saying, the backup QB for them, he was fine. I don't think it was like anything amazing, but like we were saying, Tyrod was the spark that really kept them going. Seemed like they really rallied behind him. Their players are still playing hard, which is good to see for the Texans. You do want to see that, but
Here you go.
that's
Texans
such a
are.
hard. That's such a huge line. That's 16. I think even at the beginning of the week it was it 17 and a half or something like that. I think I would take the Texans just to cover.
Yeah.
Obviously nowhere near winning, but it would have to be a teaser. Like I would do the tease route where you did Buffalo +9 or -9.
-9. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could see that, but if you give me a 2-score game like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's still the NFL, and Texans have been doing pretty well at covering their lines. So that's the one thing I'm looking at. If it was at home, even more so, I would take the Texans. But since it's at Buffalo, it's Bills Mafia. That's one of the places you don't like playing at, but I still have it. It's still the NFL. I'm going to have them cover that.
All right. Okay.
For 16.
Lions Bears. Is that yours, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my favorite game of the week, like easily. I already got this at +150 for the Lions. I sent it over to Pierce once again. Pierce did that stupid. Well, did the Lions even win this game? He said the same thing to me about the Packers, bro. He said, "Well, did the Packers even win?" I was like, "I don't care. I'm getting it at +170. I even if I think it's like a 40% chance, I'm going to take it." So I'm fully on the Andy Dalton is a better quarterback than Justin Fields train now.
Okay.
He only completed like 6 passes, and I'm not necessarily saying that and he's like better overall, but like with their team, he's just not that guy right now.
Andy Dalton is better now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. In the sense that the fact that they haven't even named a starting quarterback at all to me is like super alarming. I just I don't think these are equal teams. Like I think the Lions are sneakily like I was gonna say like top 20, but that's probably too high. But I mean, I think the Bears are like the worst, like top 5 worst teams in the NFL, and I think the Lions are a little bit better. Kind of going off what Miles said too. I think the home field won't really matter for the Lions at all. I think we've all been saying it the whole time. We think the Lions are the gritty team. We're going Goff versus Fields probably, which I like Goff in that matchup. Their team seems to have a little like continuity within them. Like even though they're like bad, they still seem to kind of have a fight in them a little bit.
Okay.
And I just see nothing out of the Bears. Like I can't get excited about them at all. Their offense looks bad. I think the Lions win.
So you're going +3 outright?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Outright.
All right. Sweetness. Frost?
Yeah, on this one, I agree on the Detroit pick. I mean, just looking at it, I would just do a parlay. I did Detroit and then the under. The under's at 42. That's super low. But I don't see either one of these teams scoring a whole lot of points.
Yeah.
I think Detroit could possibly put up like 21 to 28, somewhere in that range. But Chicago is going to be the main question. If they're putting Fields out there, Detroit's going to get this. Detroit just came off that heartbreaking loss to the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I think they have the most. Their players are still in it, and they still, even though Dan Campbell's a madman, they still want to play for him. And I could see who's their tight end. Why is he skipping my name?
Wait, who?
Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you do a prop bet, like him getting a tutty would be, it would be a really good one for this one. But Detroit covering straight.
So I'm definitely gonna go Bears, and this is why. Look, anytime you'll hear me talk about anything, it's gonna be defense. This Bears defense is still good. Like this Bears defense still, even though the score is still 26 points, like that. for the Bears to be on the field as much as they were, and to hold the Browns to only 26 points, and it not even being a beautiful 26 points means something. I think the Browns, if it was like a 50-point game or something like that, it would change my mind. But these Bears, like they're still playing top notch defense, and I think they're on this defensive like mindset of like, all right, fuck our court, like we make our defense look good. That's number one. Number two is that whole I'm not naming the starting quarterback thing. Like I think Matt Nagy's just an idiot, and he got his foot caught in his mouth. Justin Fields is starting. Like we all know, like Justin Fields is going to start. And at least this time, I think with the pushback, with the blowback, like I think Matt Nagy went into that game going, look, we're just going to run the same offense that we did with Andy Dalton, and that's it. I think coming up in this next week, we're going to let Justin Fields run it more. We're going to get him more comfortable within shotgun formations. And then it's like, look, he got his ass kicked by the fucking Browns. Like that has to mean something to somebody. He got his ass kicked by the Browns. Like those with Clowney and Myles Garrett coming off the edge, like that's huge. -3, I don't love it, but I think we are not realizing like that was just a horrible offensive game plan that they had. So I'm going -3.
You think the Bears are a better team than the Lions altogether?
I think they're both two bad teams. Yeah. I think the Lions, what they've had been going for them is them playing up to competition, which is cute. Like that's nice. Like it's adorable. They just lost Jamie Collins, like their starting linebacker. Like they don't have Jamie Collins anymore. They lost like another one of their corners that was like a starter. Trey Flowers is out, their other linebacker. So they have injuries on that defensive side for sure, to where it can give Justin Fields some confidence. Like they're both bad teams. I just hate that because they almost beat the Ravens, they get respect. Because they almost beat the 49ers, they get respect.
Say, if they beat the Ravens, what do you think the line would be? It would probably be like 1.5, right?
I think it'd probably be the same. Like I think, but you got to understand, right? Same thing I said about the Steelers and Bengals. I'm trying to go quick, but that Ravens and that Lions game, you have 2 drop touchdowns by Hollywood Brown. Like that should have been a blowout, and then that showed us the inconsistencies of the Ravens. That didn't show us amazing things with the Lions. So that also needs to be put in the conversation of like, does that glorify the Lions that they almost won even though they lost, or does that show more about the Ravens? I think it showed more about the Ravens and their inconsistencies instead of Lions. So I'm just gonna go Bears -3 just because that defense is gonna show up for sure, and I think Fields is gonna run a little bit more. Panthers Cowboys. Alex, that's you. You were talking some shit earlier today. I'm ready for this one.
Today, or just
yes,
every day.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there it is. -4. You go for it.
So I think the Cowboys are 3-0 against the spread, which is pretty crazy for the Cowboys. And I think I've landed them correctly every. No, I was gonna probably go Bucks in week 1. I didn't understand that Eagles spread at all. That didn't make any sense to me. I knew the Cowboys would pull that one out. Same here. I don't get it why it's only 4. I mean, Vegas is basically saying that the Cowboys are equal to the Panthers, which I just completely disagree. I mean, you have to have some faith in the Cowboys. Like, this is probably the most excited I've been about the Cowboys since, like, I started becoming a fan of them. It seems like our defense is really coming together. We, at least at a minimum, we have, like, a freakishly athletic team, like, all around, right? Like, like we got Miko, we got Diggs now, and Diggs is finally a corner that we've been wanting. We got that 2-headed backfield back there. Dak is playing out of his mind. We have two crazy good receivers. So yeah, I mean, obviously it appears as if I'm going -4 here.
No, that's what it sounds like.
The other thing too, to me, that I just don't get is like McCaffrey went down, and right when he went down, you could tell that their offense was struggling a little bit, at least like getting their identity down. I mean, the dude gets the ball every other play. Like I literally think it might be every other play. And then now you're removing him off of the team and putting in a backup running back, and you're away. Like, to me, this line should be near 7. I would take it up to 7. If it got to like 7.5, I'd be a little more scared. But dude, I mean, this is basically just saying the Cowboys have to win the game, and
everything to me
is moving the Cowboys in a positive direction. And maybe this is my Cowboy hype getting too excited and then we just choke it to the Panthers. But like at least in like a statistical, just like eye test, like I don't see how you can take the Panthers here. Like the Panthers had an easy schedule. They lost their number one player on their team, probably like one of the number one players in the NFL. And then you have a Cowboys team that outside of their coach, which pisses me off.
Oh, here we go.
Like our offense and defense are looking really good. Like I know we played the Eagles, but like
okay,
better than the worst defense in the NFL. I'll say that much. We look average now.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna you wanted to talk trash, so your Miles and Frost is probably going to go Panthers. I don't know what Frost is going to do.
Oh, yeah. No,
but I am going to go Cowboys, and it's going to be real quick. I still don't think Sam Darnold is good. Like, that's all I'm going with. Like, I still think Sam Darnold has horrible, how do I say this? He still doesn't, I'm sorry, Jims, but even though you changed his uniform, you still see, like, him making boneheaded plays. I feel like when they played the Texans, the fact that it was so slow in the beginning and it was so boring and it was such a shit game, and they just didn't blow them out of the water off the go. Like their defense is really good, but I'm just gonna. I don't want to talk too much about it. I still don't trust Sam Darnold. If they beat the Cowboys, I'll trust Sam Darnold. He hasn't beaten anyone that he probably couldn't have beaten if he was in New York. This is a Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator. Like, this is him beating these teams. Like, this Cowboys defense is gonna show us. This is gonna be the thing that shows us everything, right? This is gonna be, if the Cowboys lose this game, Cowboys aren't it, right? And if the Panthers win this game, Sam Darnold is here. Like. And that's it. So I'm going -4 Cowboys. That's where my money's going to go.
Where do y'all think the Cowboys are in the sense of like a top team, or I think they're like the top 10 probably.
Them beating the Chargers is huge. Them beating the Eagles did not impress me at all.
I think the way that we did it was impressive.
No, okay. And that's mostly because it's. I mean, the Eagles didn't have their starting left tackle, and the Eagles' game plan was so fucking garbage. Like, them not running the way they should have been running the ball. But the Cowboys have to convincingly beat an undefeated team in the Panthers, and then I'll put them in my top, 10 or something like that. I can't put them in top 10 right now, though.
Yeah, I have actually on this one. I'm not agreeing with both of you guys here.
So
I'm actually going Carolina. The reason why I'm going it is Carolina's coming off of because they had the Thursday night game, so they have 10 days of rest. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 days of rest.
Yeah,
You're coming off.
Mac's really going to rest up for this game.
Yeah, so they're coming off a 10-day rest. I believe the coaching is better on Carolina by a mile, actually.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that I'm going to be concerned about is Hubbard. I don't think he's that bad at all. I think he's actually very good. Mm-hmm. I think he's, dare I say, he's almost a little better than Zeke. Tony Pollard is your best running back on that team, and it showed. But
look at it. Oh, man.
I'm still having the Cowboys win this one. I'm not going to say that Carolina will win it. But if you're giving me 4 of just a field goal, I'm going to take Carolina on this one. But I do agree with your points. Like, they have been looking a lot better. But if it wasn't against the Eagles, it's just
okay.
It's got to be
of these. And Hack, if you're not listening here.
But, oh, geez.
Let me finish.
The 3 games that we've showed you, when is enough for y'all?
Let me finish.
Lost.
They're a top 15 team right now.
Okay.
For sure.
Fine. I think
once they beat Carolina, because of that defense that they have right now, because what we've seen from the Bucs right now is their defense is in shambles. Like, it's starting to crumble. So you looked at what you beat.
The Chargers.
You beat the Chargers. Defense. Chargers beat you in every aspect of the game. They should have won that game, but they didn't.
Yeah.
And then you beat the Eagles.
Our lead. We were winning 14-3.
You beat the Eagles, who have been absolutely falling apart right now. But the one thing I'll say is I think they cover the 4. But I can, like you said, if it was up at 7.5, I would take the Panthers in a second. But I actually stayed away from this one because it's at 4, so I didn't put anything on my bets this week. But
All right.
if
I'm
we're
just
just going
gonna
to spread,
silently sit
Panthers.
and tilt while I watch Jamie just type at me.
Okay.
I think this has like
Frost
beat down
went-
potential. That's all
Frost
I'm
went
gonna say.
+4. Alex went -4. I only went -4, like, again, mostly because I don't believe in Sam Darnold. So he's gonna have to prove me wrong, prove Jim's right. Next one, Colts at Dolphins. That's me. Dolphins at home -2. Look, I am a believer of the Dolphins and Brian Flores and how he's able to orchestrate an amazing defense. Like, that team has been getting their asses kicked, but I think, unfortunately, it's also based upon having Tua or not having their starting quarterback as their captain. No matter what people want to say about defenses and how it's like, it's two separate teams, a defense and offense. A defense still follows the offense in a sense. Like, if they have a quarterback that is a star or who is a captain or who is a leader, defenses want to rally behind that. They want to play better so they can give the ball to their offense. I think Jacoby Brissett can have that Teddy Bridgewater, a black guy, have that Teddy Bridgewater effect of kind of just being that vocal leader and that guy that they probably can trust a little bit more. And then plus, I think the Colts are in shambles. I think Quentin Nelson, I think he got hurt pretty bad, their best player on their offense. You have Carson Wentz. Is he playing? He shouldn't. He should care about his body more. I think he got his third leg, his penis sprained. I don't know, but -2. Like I said, I don't believe in the home field advantage thing. I don't think the Dolphins is one of those teams where it matters. But -2, home or away, I'm going Dolphins because I think they are a better team without Tua. How they were a better team without him last year and Fitzpatrick. They go to the playoffs. If they don't play Tua, Fitzpatrick takes to the freaking playoffs. And
Oh, Ribbert said
who
no
knows?
shot.
Woo, Robert, we can make it interesting, and we could put a little wager on it if you want to. I'm going
Robert
-2.
doesn't take spreads, bro. Money line only.
Colts are
He
going
said
0-4.
Colts aren't going 0-4. Is that Colin Gray?
Yeah.
There?
So he thinks Colts aren't going 0-4. So that's fair. That's fine. I'm going -2. Dolphins. Frost, what do you got? Real quick. Alex.
Yeah, I'll just make it quick. I actually have the Dolphins on this one also. I do believe they'll be more fluid, even without Tua there. I think Brian Flores has done an amazing job with that defense, even though they got blown out by the Bills.
Mhm.
It's -1.5. You're not really getting it. This is pretty much a straight pick 'em.
Yeah.
Majority of people, I believe, picking Dolphins or at least betting money on Dolphins. I'm gonna roll with the Dolphins on this one. Both teams are pretty bad. I mean, it's just one of those games. It's not really appealing to me betting wise, but I would definitely I'll take the Dolphins on this one.
Alex?
I'm very mad at myself for initially when
Oh,
the season
geez.
started taking the Titans to win the division. I listened to way too many fucking Vegas sharps experts saying, oh, the Colts are going to win 12, 13 games this year. I did not understand it at all, man. And now they're 0-3. Even last week or whatever, 2 weeks ago when they played the Rams, I was like, well, they're at home and they're 3.5 point underdogs. Like, we got to go with the Colts here. Nope, they just choked it. I'm so off them. I was already off them, and then
Yeah.
it
Wait,
was
so
like,
you didn't have – so when they were –
I had Colts
you had
money
the Titans?
line.
You had the Titans winning the division or you didn't?
No, like I wanted to bet it, but I didn't bet it because of the way that
Oh, dude,
like
come
I,
on.
I knew they weren't going to win. I knew the Colts weren't going to win, but I listened to too many outsiders saying that this is the Colts year, right? And then kind of had that same mentality with the whole Rams game. I was like, all right, here are the Colts. Like game 2, this is their comeback game. They're gonna win at home. Nope, they're just still bad. And then here they go, still bad.
Okay.
I'm going back to like I don't care if freaking Tom Brady comes out and said the Colts are the best team in the NFL. I'm sticking to my guns and -2.
So we're all -2 Dolphins?
-2, baby.
Yeah.
Y'all
All
have
Okay.
motivated me to make the bet right after this.
Oh, geez, Louise. Okay. All right. So who has – Alex, you Browns
I
at Vikings, right?
I think I have Vikings. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, going off of what I was kind of saying on earlier on the podcast or video or whatever the hell this is.
Oh wow.
I think Kirk Cousins has been, and like I said, I haven't really watched him, but just looking at his stats, and knowing that the Vikings were in all 3 games that they played, like they had 2 bad losses, one to overtime and then one with the field goal. So I mean, we're looking at a team that could be easily 3-0 here, and then the Browns haven't like visually looked great. Kind of once again going off of my little like Mayfield argument. And I just see value here, and not necessarily telling you that they're going to win, but in the sense that I'm getting plus 115 and plus 2 with the spread, I just think
Mhm.
Vikings are the play here. And then if you look at Kirk Cousins in the past, like he loves playing at home. This is another prop that I love, and I'm going to play it again. He's gotten 2 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns in every single home game he's played in the past, or at least in the past year. Last year, it was 8 for 8 through at
Mhm.
least 2 touchdowns. And then he did it again, and now I'm going to ride with him again. I might even do this if I can somehow like do both, like 2 touchdowns and win or something like that.
You
I'm going to
can't.
roll. I think like Pierce can, so maybe I can just send Pierce like
Oh geez.
Dax in the mail or something and,
That'd be
and
good.
bet it.
Okay.
But yeah, I just see basically what I'm saying is I think Vegas is a little too hot on the Browns, a little low on the Vikings, and I'm gonna roll with the Vikings plus 115.
Okay. Yeah, I think real quick I'll go. I 100% agree with you. I like the Vikings. I think the Vikings have a better. How do I say this? The Browns beating the Bears was good, but it didn't like blow the hinges off my seat, I guess, about it. But I do think that the Vikings are going to start getting that groove back. A lot of shit talking about their defense, about their head coach not being able to do things, and the way they beat the Seahawks was a very physical game. And like I forgot. I think we all went Vikings last week to win outright. I think it was like minus
Yeah.
1 plus 1.
They were underdogs at home, right?
Yeah, they were at
Yeah.
plus 1 at home or something like that. And we said they're going to win outright because I think what we're all agreeing on is like regardless of the record, like this Vikings team, it shows some type of promise. And I said they're going to win the division. I think I like them to win outright for sure. Honestly, again, I think this is a team that's going to be able to punch people in the mouth. Yeah, Baker still has to do it with his arm. Maybe they can stop the run. They stopped. Yeah, okay. I'm going Vikings plus 2. There's really not. Browns still have a great roster, so it's really hard for me to break down the Browns. But I'm just gonna trust, I guess, Kirk Cousins and that defense to come alive. So plus 2 Vikings.
You like that? You like that?
There we go. Mhm.
I'm taking Minnesota on this one.
Wow, we got like 6 picks in a row, or like at
Yeah,
least
I agree completely. Baker just I don't know if he's going to
all right,
really
guys, someone
show up.
make the play right now. Y'all
I
first
actually
up.
already did a 4 team parlay on this one where
Oh,
it teased
geez
it up,
Louise.
where Minnesota actually they get the plus 8.
Yeah.
So that's what I have for them.
That's
I
real
think
good.
they will win outright. Browns do have a strong defense though, so just keep that in mind. But Minnesota's been playing close for all of their games, which is
Mhm.
very nice to see.
Mhm.
I just take them. I'll take them outright here, and you give me plus 2. That's fine.
Okay,
I just
sweetness.
made the play, guys. I just want to let y'all know.
Very nice.
Frost will send me the notification.
Giants at Saints. That's Frost.
All right, so this one, was it? Is that minus?
I got it at 7.5 right now.
It's 7.5. So I teased this one down half a point to 7. I have the Saints covering. This is their homecoming game. If you want to say that, since they haven't been at their home stadium, they really didn't have a week 1 homecoming game.
Are they going to be back in the Superdome?
Yep, they're going to
Okay.
be playing at the Superdome.
Oh, that's really big. I didn't know that.
So that's why the line's where it's at, kind of. I have them absolutely doing it. The only thing I'm concerned about really is Jameis.
Oh, geez.
He is literally. I don't think he's thrown over 200 yards in any of his games.
He doesn't need to.
Doesn't really look like he wants to throw the ball downfield. Still feels like he's a little gun shy. Like pretty much Sean Payton was like, do not cause turnovers, and they don't want him to gun it down like Bruce Arians when he was there. I have them covering this. I think the Giants are just Daniel Jones had a great game last weekend, which was good to see. But the Giants overall are just such a bad team. They're a dumpster fire right now. I would even take the Giants under 3.5 wins this season or something like that. I took it at the beginning of the year. I don't think the Giants are even close right now, and I think the Saints can cover this. I put it down to just a touchdown, and especially that's the one place you do not want to play is the
especially right now.
Superdome. Yeah,
Yeah,
right now.
definitely.
Dude, I went to one of their games like 3 years ago. Dude, that is the most insane stadium I've ever been in my life.
Okay. Are you done? You good, Frost?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I was going to take that fast.
So, off rip, yeah, for sure. I mean, the Superdome, that's huge for all the crap that they've gone through with the hurricane and like that fire that was there. Like, this is definitely a huge home game for sure. Another thing is, that offensive line. Like I told you a few weeks ago, they had their center, former Bengal Billy Price. I'm so glad we got him out. His PFF grade was 8.
Is he on the Giants?
He's on the Giants offensive line. He's a starting center. His PFF grade was 8.
The guy from the Cowboys that played for them, he just retired straight up, left the field.
So that offensive line is garbage. The Saints defensive line is great. As we saw against with the Patriots, we got to think about this, right? So they got their ass kicked by the Panthers. It seemed like with the Patriots game, y'all had Patriots, I believe, right?
Yeah, they blew up my parlay.
Those 8 coaches mattered. Yeah. I really, really think that the 8 coaches that they missed when they played against the Panthers, that mattered. So I'm going for sure. It's a lot, but I do not trust that Giants offense line at all. And the defensive line that the Saints have is still volatile and it's still lethal as fuck. 7.5, it's a lot, but at home, like Frost said, they're gonna run the ball real well with Kamara. I mean, Jameis, he's getting his touchdowns on his yards. 7.5, I'll take it. Now?
I think the line is right. I would probably stay away. But yeah, I mean, I agree with y'all. I'm not hot on Jameis, but I do think the rest of their team's pretty decent. If it were me, I think the best way to do this is just tease it again, go 7, and then the under, man. Like the Giants, I think they landed like 13 of 16 unders last year. And if you look at their game, like their schedule, it's hilarious. It's like 20-17 all the way down, like the schedule. So
I feel like I would tease the over, no, and make it 35 points if they got to get over.
I guess.
Yeah, I would tease over.
I don't know.
The Saints can put up points to where you just need the Giants to give you like 10.
Or maybe it would be just one that you just say, hey, Saints win with like the Chiefs winning or something like that, right?
Yeah,
I could
maybe just stay away from the over under. I think the under has moved a lot. I think the under started at like 46, and I think it moved down to like 42. If I'm not wrong, but yeah, I'm probably just entirely gonna stay away.
All right, who had Titans Jets?
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you out.
Okay. Yeah, kind of what I was saying earlier. I did that 4-team parlay, which I love so much. It's just Titans basically winning, Chiefs, Bengals, and then Bucks. Those 4 teams, I think, are going to easily pull it out. I think the Jets are the worst team in the NFL. I think I can confidently say that. I think they're the worst. Yeah. The only thing I guess they have going for them, there's nothing. They don't have anything. They're bad. Their QB play is not good right now, and I don't even know if you can really fault him because it's just they're just so bad. They have nothing going for them.
Yeah, that's right.
I have both of their running backs in one of my fantasy leagues just to like pray that one of them takes over the team. or takes over, but like gets all the carries. And I mean, I was even thinking about, I was like, all right, best case scenario, here's like Michael Carter. He takes over the backfield. Like, does he still even get like 10 points in fantasy?
Yeah, well, you
Right.
get him in a PPR league or something where he can drop off
Maybe.
passes to him.
Right,
Like, that'd
right.
be it.
I don't know. I just kind of was just like,
So
dude,
you're going.
I'm just saying, like, they have nothing going. Like, the Jets have nothing going for them. We got a rookie coach, rookie quarterback, rookie
Yeah.
running back, even. And then here we go. Like, I
Rookie
feel like the
receiver.
Titans are like kind of like hitting stride a little bit.
Mhm.
I would take them at -7. Yeah, I think.
All right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think. Oh, you know what I did bet? I bet the under on the team total for the Jets. So the Jets have only scored 20 points this entire season, and
It's impressive.
Vegas thinks that they're going to score 19 points in this game. So
Oh, that's
I took the
good.
under on 19. Even though I think the Titans defense is kind of sus, but I don't see it. Kind of my same argument with the Jags. Like I don't see any ball movement.
You got to see
Especially
it
from this
first
team.
to believe
This
it.
team even more so, because
Yeah.
at least with the Jags, you're like, all right, Urban Meyer, like Trevor Lawrence.
Lawrence.
But this
Yeah.
is like, they're really got nothing going for them. So, yeah, I think the Jets are poor freaking what's his face, but yeah, they're bad.
All right. What do you got for us?
Yeah, on this one, I have Tennessee. I don't believe in the Jets at all. I think Robert Saleh kind of got a raw end of the deal. I understood he took the job he wanted, but we still
Tough
haven't
job.
seen fully what he's capable of. I don't think Zach Wilson is that good. I think obviously you guys are saying it's not his fault, but it just seems like the coaching staff isn't fluid yet. You don't really see anybody playing hard, to say at least on the Jets team. Like, at least with Detroit, I can see it. At least with the Texans, I can see it a little bit where they're playing. But with the Jets, it already seems like right when they stepped on the field, it's over at that point. Like, it's like, okay, like we're just here to collect a check and we're done.
Okay. I'm going. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go. Plus, I mean, sorry, -7. Alex, you moved it. -7 Titans. Simply because I think they're gonna run the ball with Derrick Henry like really well, and then keep the Jets offense off the field, and they're not gonna have enough plays, enough opportunity to get the ball in the end zone. So very short and sweet. I just think they're gonna be able to jumble up Zach Wilson and come out with a good win, probably like a 28-10, something like that. Something
This would be
like
a good
that.
prop bet on Derrick Henry touchdowns.
Yeah, whatever it could be. Next one, Chiefs at Eagles. -7 Chiefs. -7 at Chiefs. Chiefs lost to the Chargers last week. They are currently last in the division, and this is a game where we find out, like, Patrick Mahomes, is he that kind of guy that gets pissed off of the narrative, pissed off
Jackson
people like
does.
people? Oh yeah, can we actually not talk about him? I'm gonna get so angry.
We have a 30-second Jackson Mahomes segment today.
Yeah, we do.
Is
It's
he
all
a sponsor
Jackson
now?
Mahomes.
I
Yeah.
think he's a sponsor. Okay.
Jesus, please stop. But look, off rip. So the teams that we're talking about home field advantage on, Saints are one of them. Cowboys are one of them. I think Eagles and Philly are one of those teams where home field advantage is something that we got to look out for.
I think you're more afraid of the fans than you are the team there.
There you go. And I mean, that's it exactly. I think kids are like show up with knives and like stuff like that and all that crap. Look, I'm going to take +7 Eagles. And I'm taking it because they got their asses kicked by the Cowboys.
So you're saying the Eagles are a good team?
No, not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm actually going to go a little bit further. I'm going to say that the fact that the Chiefs still haven't covered a fucking spread in like 11 games. I think this is going to be the 11th game or something like that. They still haven't covered a fucking spread. They're like 0-11.
Their coach almost died on the field too.
Yeah, you're having Andy Reid issues if he doesn't have
in some way.
I'm just going to keep writing it. Eagles cover 7 points. Like, no tease, not like Eagles covered 7 points, and the simple fact that the Chiefs are now having this thing where what a lot of guys, I'm not gonna pretend like I know defense, but I'm not gonna pretend like I saw it and said they're playing a lot of 2-man under, and they're taking away the top plays from Tyreek. They're letting Travis Kelce get all the short shit, and they're coming up and making plays to where they're making Mecole Hardman or Demarcus Robinson beat you. Like, they're making that happen. They're not scared of anyone's run game. The tackles from the Ravens that they just acquired, Orlando Brown is not that dude, and the defense of the Chiefs is ass. This is a game that, believe it or not, the Eagles can win. And they can win it off of energy and emotion and all that intangible bullshit. And it looked good, but I overall that, like, I'm not saying this to kiss up to anybody, not doing it, but most of it is because the Chiefs defense is really bad. Defenses have been playing really well against their offense, and then Chiefs haven't covered a fucking spread, and so I'm going Eagles +7. Go Frost.
All right, on this one, I didn't touch it. I didn't like the line because I think if it's at 7, if it was at 6.5, I think I would take Kansas City. But I actually teased this down. This is one of my parlays, so I gave it's like Chiefs plus 0.5 or plus point or plus 1.
Minus 0.5.
Yeah, just to win the game. That's all I need. So I use this in one of my parlay teasers. If I had to do the straight line, I think I agree with Mills on this one, especially since the Chiefs are just historically horrible at covering right now. I think Eagles can come back. I think they can win. They can possibly win this game, but I think it's going to be one of those things. Patrick Mahomes comes out and goes, "Okay, we're tired of losing. Like, we need this game," and they're going to be firing on all cylinders. I would take. Man, this is a tough one. I would take Philly covering if you give me 7. Just a touchdown. I think this will be like maybe a field goal.
It could be a shootout. It could be a shootout.
It could be, but I just don't. I take Philly. I'll give them benefit of the doubt on this one.
Alex?
I think the Chiefs' backs are like kind of against the wall a little bit, so I'm gonna roll -7 here.
Oh jeez.
I don't like that line really, but all I'm saying is like they're 1-2. I can't really see them going 1-3, and I witnessed how bad the Eagles are, and I'm off my hot take with the Eagles from 3 episodes ago.
Oh wow.
But I think it's just kind of like the Ribbert mentality that he said in chat. At least I don't believe with him with the Colts bullshit, but it's just like, here we go. I don't see a world where the Chiefs are 1-3. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. Like,
I got you.
That mentality to me is enough for me to be like, all right, the Chiefs are going to murder them here.
I would like it. I would like that mentality if their defense wasn't as bad as it is.
Yeah.
I would like that mentality.
I almost like with the whole Andy Reid thing. I almost think that it's kind of like motivating thing, right? Yeah. So I just think, yeah. I don't know if it's any sort of like analytical thing, but I'm just looking at it like, here we go, backs against the wall. Like, if you go down 1-3, that's not good, because then you're going to start playing divisional games to where you could lose. Like the Chargers, we witnessed it. The Raiders look good. The Broncos, like, that's a hard division. And if you go down against a shitty Eagles team, then we're going to start getting a little nervous about the Chiefs, man. Like, for real.
This is another important thing to keep in mind. And this is also going to, we're about to push through and move on. Something that was kind of threw under the curtains. Jordan Mailata, who's the number 3 like left tackle in the league right now, a very high PFF grade. He didn't play against the Cowboys. Like he's the Eagles left tackle. He didn't play against the Cowboys. I think that had a lot to do with kind of Sirianni giving up on the run game, and then them kind of just not being able to get their feet wet or whatever. Which is key. Like he didn't practice, it seemed like, today or whatever. If he plays though, I think if he plays, it's definitely it's a plus. So we'll push through Cardinals Rams. That's you, Frost, right?
Yeah, I got this one.
Herbert in chat, say hello.
I hope he is. So I took the Cardinals covering this one.
That's possible. Yeah, that's good.
This is the highest line of the week, and I'm hammering the over. This is going to be a shootout. Like, I think it's going to be. It's going to be like a 30 to 27.
Robert, what's upset season?
It's going to be a 30 to 27 game, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're giving me Arizona +4, I'm going to take it. I don't know about straight win, but +4, you're just giving me a field goal and then one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Arizona. Kyler Murray has looked impressive. But like we just said with the Rams, they looked really good last weekend. And I think last weekend has Vegas with a lot of people putting money on the Rams right now. I believe in the Cardinals coming back and actually cover. Like, this will be a very close game. This should have been the Sunday night game. I don't know why they don't have it on at Sunday night. I think it's the 3:00 game or something like that. But this should have been.
Just, I think Patriots Bucks just has more.
This should have been the primetime game. This is going to be absolutely nuts of a game. Arizona's defense has looked great right now. I think they're top 15 or right now just ranked out of everybody. Right. Obviously, the Rams defense is absolutely amazing. This will be all passing. I don't think Arizona's going to be able to run the ball at all. I would love to see the props for the under rushing.
I was going to say, do you like that Kyler passing prop that we posted earlier?
Well, yeah, the passing prop, yes. But
what was it?
It was like Kyler over 275 passing yards or something, which he's hit every game. The only problem is I looked at his stats from last year and the first game he played. I don't know what the QB situation was or whatever, but he only had like 11 passes. And then, like, the second game, basically he totaled between the two games that he played the Rams, like 280 passing yards. I didn't really look into last year that much. I was just like, all right, here, you know.
Yeah, I think the line's at 4, but other sports books or other places.
It's moved down a lot. It was like 6.
It's at 5.5 now again.
Okay.
So it moved back towards the Rams favor.
Okay, so Robert, here we go. Real quick for me, the way I see these two teams, like the rosters, all right, quarterback, that's Cardinals. Like, it's Cardinals easy. Defensively, I want to give it to the Rams because of names, but I think the depth of what the Cardinals have, like in their front seven at least, beats Aaron Donald. I'll say that. And then you still have Jalen Ramsey along with defense. So quarterback and defense goes to the Cardinals. Receiving core, I'm going to give it to the Rams. I just think that with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, I know the whole AJ Green popping off last week. It's cute against the Jaguars. I get it. One thing that I'm going to say is, like, these teams roster-wise, I would say talent pool.
You're not allowed to say names with Robert, remember?
Oh, fuck,
yeah, come on.
I said too many names.
Yeah, Robert's in all caps for you in the chat.
Here we go. Yeah, look at him. Oh, yeah, receiving core. Okay, so I genuinely see this as a coaching chess match. Like, I think whatever coach comes out with a better game plan is the one that's going to be successful. Like, the way I still see it as a whole is like,
I think we all know that.
Cliff Kingsbury was actually on Sean, the coach of the fucking Rams. I can't remember his last name. I was on his podcast. Yeah, Sean McVay, and he had never, Sean McVay, Cliff Kingsbury had never beaten Sean McVay. Like, they've never beaten. Let's get back to. Look, okay, so this is the thing. So. But this is what I want to say about the receiving core. Jalen Ramsey in his career has only let one time a person get over $1 on him, ever, and that person was Nuke. That was the only person that ever got over $1 over him. Anyone else?
Keep going.
He's been able to shut
Robert
down.
Get to you.
Yeah,
No, I'm not gonna let him. So I like the thing is I'm not going to talk about the receiving core. AJ Green had a great game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, awesome. I'm in no way, shape, or form going to compare Cooper Kupp to fucking DeAndre Hopkins, but I'm definitely gonna. I just like I like the receiving core of the Rams going against the Cardinals. That's it. Like that's pretty much the way I see it, and how these coaches can really outplay each other, outsmart each other. And I don't think the Cardinals do it. So even though I don't think they win the game, I do think they cover the 4 points. They might cover. I think they'll cover the 4 points. I don't think they'll win the game. They've been playing down to come. Like the fact that they were like, it was like what, like 16 is something against the Jaguars. Like,
Dude, I thought the
after that
Cardinals were
kick
going to ruin
six.
my parlay last week.
Yeah, dude.
I
Like
I think they were trolling, kind of, honestly.
they played down to competition. Maybe they'll play up. Who knows? But I'll take +4 Cardinals for sure. But I don't think they win this game. I think their undefeated streak, it gets snapped right now. And you also have to take in consideration, like, the Rams have, better wins. I think they have, better wins in my opinion. Alex?
Yeah, this one's tough. I kind of would stay away from it, but I'm gonna lean Rams here. Kind of going off
Rondale
of,
Moore.
huh?
Rondale Moore is a Cardinals fan talking about players on their roster.
He's
Like
not allowed to name anybody.
he knows
bro.
their names, and so they're
He's
better
not
than the
allowed.
Rams.
Christian Kirk.
Christian
Yeah.
Kirk.
I think it's going to be a high scoring game, high paced, high scoring, lots of throwing. The over's 55. But I just when it comes to the two coaches, like, I'm going to trust McVay, and even Stafford. I mean, he's just got more years under his belt. I love Kyler. I mean, I think he's going to win MVP this year. I'm not looking at Chad. I will not look at you, Robert.
Dude, it's just so
It's
dumb.
just so tilt. But
Go on, compare. Oh, I'm not gonna do it.
Come on to the next game. Let's go.
On to the next game. The
So
Rams should win this one.
stupid, guys.
I'm not betting on it. The only bet I have is Kyler Murray throwing more passing yards, so that's in Robert's favor.
So +4
but
or -4.
I think, like what I said, I'm going -4 Rams. I said right now I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL, and so with that being said, I'm gonna keep riding on the Rams. So that's it.
The fucking Cardinals have one great receiver. Don't act like Rondale Moore, who is a rookie, is like some godsend better than you think. You think Rondale Moore is better than Robert Woods? Is that what you're telling me? Rondale Moore is.
Dude, Cooper Kupp is.
Do any of you think Rondale Moore is better than Robert Woods? Would you take Rondale Moore if I gave you Rondale Moore or Robert Woods to have this season?
I think
who would
he's
you
saying
take?
Christian Kirk too. I think
Christian Kirk is better than Robert Woods.
I think I
is that
agree
what we're
with
saying?
Ribert in the sense that, like, they have a lot of depth at receiver. Maybe is what he's trying to say. Like, they have the best 4 receivers.
All right, let's go to the next game. You're up, Alex.
Still
Come on.
fucking dumb. You're just naming. He's a stand. All right.
That's what he's trying to
Seahawks
say.
at 49ers. That is
Me. Derek, hello in the chat, Seahawks fan. I'm gonna ride with the Seahawks here. It's not. I think both teams are, like, overrated in a sense, but when it comes down to value, and that's what a gambler should look at, I see value here in the +130, just because I honestly think it's probably like a coin flip game. So with that being said, I'm gonna go with.
Okay, I'm sorry. Robert wanted to get rid of Christian Kirk last year. Do we not? He was talking so much shit about Christian Kirk last year, and this is so
Hey,
dumb.
all I'm gonna say is, after this, I'm down to do an anti-Robert YouTube video.
He was off Christian Kirk last year. So dumb. All right.
But yeah, there's not much to be said here. I mean, we watched. I faded the 49ers last week with the Packers win, but I think both teams just aren't that great. I could honestly see both of these teams, like, missing the playoffs. The Cardinals and the Rams, to me, are the best in the division, and I'm just gonna ride with Russell Wilson over Jimmy G, and I'll coin flip Seahawks. Don't love it, but I'll just, with like what I was saying with the value, we'll just go +130.
So on this one, I actually I took the San Francisco -3. Seattle's defense is absolutely atrocious. I don't know what happened. That Pete Carroll's a defensive-minded coach that it's gotten this bad, but it's something is going on over there. This is at home for the 49ers. They just got to keep it at a field goal. I'm going to take San Francisco on this one. I didn't bet on this one at all for any of my bets, actually. I just didn't like where the line was at. But I'm going to take San Francisco covering, and they'll win the game, obviously, if they cover. So,
Al, make a poll.
All right, I will.
Make that poll.
I'm down.
Fucking bitch. I'm going -3. I'm going -3. 49ers simply because I don't. Seahawks haven't done anything to really warrant a real win yet. 49ers, unfortunately, they did not close out that game last week when they should have, figuring out that crazy way for Aaron Rodgers to escape the pocket and throw that laser to Devontae Adams to set up that field goal by Mason Crosby. It's unreal. 49ers should have won that game. It's unfortunate that they lost, but I don't think this is one of those teams where home field advantage matters, but I think Seahawks are a team that doesn't travel very well. I will say that. I don't think they travel very well. With that being said, yeah, I'm just going to go -3 49ers. It's a tough division. It's a divisional game, but I feel as if the 49ers are going to have a better game plan for them. Ravens and Broncos, I think that's Frost.
Yeah, I got this one.
Wait,
so
we have special guest Pierce coming on.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
wait, is he actually coming in the call?
No, I'm trolling.
No.
Oh, come on.
So on this one, to Pierce's surprise, I took the Broncos on this one. So you're giving me the Broncos. I believe it's at what, -1.5
-1 right now.
So the reason why I'm choosing this is Baltimore's, I think, third road game. Denver's one of those places where you do not want to play, not because of the fans, but because of the altitude. It is a big difference. You have a lot of people injured on Denver's side, but if you look at their road games, I think their last 2 preseason games were away. They weren't at home. Mm-hmm. So they played 5 out of 6 games away. And this has been a lot of traveling for them.
Gotta go in the altitude too.
They've been close in all of their games too. They got really lucky. They should have lost last weekend. I think with the Carolina, the comparison between Carolina and Denver is kind of the same, but I think Denver is a little bit of a notch up. So I'm actually going to take Denver covering that plus or -1 right now. That's what I would take. I just think Baltimore is going to be tired out. They had an emotional game, obviously, last week, barely squeaking by. But I think I'll take Teddy Bridgewater on this one. Even though Lamar Jackson is there, I still think they're going to be tired out. They've had so many away games. They haven't been at home, and I'm going to have Denver covering.
Okay, Alex.
It's a coin flip game to me. I think the best way to bet it is tease Alex Mann, go +6 for the Ravens, get it to +7, and then tease the under, just because I think this is just going to be a slow. This will be a defensive game, right? So I already did that. I did Ravens to 7 points, just because I feel like if the Broncos win, I just see it being by a field goal or by 7 tops. I don't see them beating down the Ravens in any world. So I think it's going to come down to the final drive. So yeah, you give me +7 with the Ravens, and then I do not see the over under getting anything higher than
50 max.
50 points, right? So I think that's the way to play this one if you want to bet it. But otherwise, if I couldn't do that, I just wouldn't bet it, honestly.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna go Broncos, simply because every loss and win that the Ravens have had, it's been just sloppy.
Mhm.
It's been sloppy,
No,
and it's some.
their Monday Night Football game was so hard to watch.
Yeah,
it-
it
Just
was
it's
at
very
both
hard.
teams. It was so
a
ugly, man.
that the
66
Raiders.
yard field goal.
Yeah, I mean exactly. That was a sloppy win. They should have lost to the Lions. They lost to the Raiders. Who was their week 2 game? I can't remember.
They beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, they
Oh
beat the
yeah,
Chiefs.
they beat the
in-
Chiefs, but
That
I
was
think
close,
maybe
too.
that shows that the Chiefs probably aren't there yet. So I want to take the Broncos just because that defense, Vic Fangio, the schemes he's been coming up, even though they've been playing shitty teams, they've been beating the
They've
brakes
been
off
beating
shitty
them down.
teams. Yeah, they're not squeaking it out like against with some Jaguars,
They look like a
beating
good
them
team.
fucking barely. Like if they played the Jaguars, they beat the shit out of the Jaguars the whole game. They wouldn't squeak out any wins. So yeah, they're playing these bad teams really well. So I'm gonna go -1 Broncos. Next one, Steelers at Green Bay. Someone tried to pass this game off to me, but it being Steelers fan on the pod, go ahead, Frost, you got it. 6.5.
All right, so this one I was very reluctant. I didn't even bet this game. Didn't really want to touch it. Steelers obviously offensively have looked absolutely horrible. This is going to be Big Ben's kind of game for, I want to say, job security. They're going to start looking at their backups at Haskins and Rudolph next if he doesn't have a good outing statistically. So this will be kind of where they're looking at it as a team, being like, okay, we are now 1-3 to start the season. We need to turn this around. Mike Tomlin obviously is going to be he's going to put up a game plan for Ben to try to get the ball out pretty fast. But Green Bay has been, looks like they put together after that horrible loss week 1. They have been rolling on all cylinders right now. Obviously, they, beat the crap out of Detroit, but a lot of people beat the crap out of Detroit. If I had to choose on this one, you're giving me 6.5. I'm going to take Green Bay covering that. I hate to say it, but I just don't. I maybe tease up. If I had to do it, I would tease up the Steelers to put it at what? Then that would be like 10.5 or 11.5, something like that. But if you're just giving me a touchdown, I think Green Bay can cover that for a touchdown. Steelers just haven't. Their defense, obviously, with TJ Watt out last game, it showed. It's amazing how one player can really kind of galvanize a whole defensive unit.
He might be one of the only people that can do that.
I think
or
it
at
is
least
for
top 5, right?
Yeah, at least the way they're built, like their defense revolves around him. So I have the Packers covering this at -6.5. But one I did not really bet. I don't like betting on my team too much, and so that's just one I like to stay away from. And I'm hoping Big Ben has a better performance, but it seems like they made the mistake in kind of handing him over the reins for this year. Thank God he took the pay cut, but this is definitely going to be his last year.
Alex?
I agree with Frost. I think -6.5 might be a little low. I think this should probably be like 7.5.
Yeah.
I can see the Packers probably winning by like 10 points here. I think Aaron Rodgers kind of said it best. I think they kind of got caught off guard week 1, and I think they're going to start picking it up into gear. I mean, last year I kind of said it on here. They had like 3 losses, and 2 of them were from the Bucs. And it seems like they're kind of getting their juju back a little bit with the two good wins. And yeah, the Steelers, I mean, they're one of those teams that I'm getting a little nervous about it. I almost think that week 1 from the Bills might have been kind of an outlier win, right? And this is one of those teams that, I mean, I could almost see y'all really choking it. And Roethlisberger, man, it's kind of with the same thing with like Matt Ryan. It feels like he just doesn't have the arm. And when you're looking at a QB battle and in Lambeau Field, that to me, 6.5 seems a tiny bit low. So
yeah, I had my estimate was the line was going to be at like 9. I thought that they
Yeah,
would give the
minus
Packers
nine
even
is
more.
minus nine makes sense.
I think I think anywhere between like 7.5 and 10, I think would probably be a better line here. So
I definitely like -6.5, especially Packers, one of those teams. Home field advantage, I think it matters. Tyler Boyd being, of course, one of the receivers for the Bengals. He saw that the Steelers quit. Like it's a.
Oh, don't
like
you
they-
dare go start fucking
Yeah.
quoting Tyler Boyd. Get the fuck outta
I'm
here.
just saying, like he was there. Like that last drive, they just started dropping passes like they were not in it, and they're kind of beat up too. Like they're a little hurt also. And I'm sorry I had to do this, guys. But that asshole, that bald piece of shit, wanted to bring up PFF scores. So let's go ahead and do it. AJ Green at 63.2 for the season. Van Jefferson at 65.3. So that's one for the fucking Rams. 66.1 for Robert Woods. Oh wow, Rondale Moore 71.8. So we'll give that one to the Cardinals, even though no one really thinks that Rondale Moore is better than Robert Woods. We'll give it to him. Oh fuck. Wow, DeAndre Hopkins. This is weird. Rondale Moore must be better because he's at 69.9. That's wild. 69.9 for this season. And then Cooper Kupp. What the fuck? Is Cooper Kupp better than DeAndre Hopkins? How? He's at 89.2 for a PFF score. Shut the fuck up. Talking about check PFF scores with so much confidence. Like, I was very sure that they had a better PFF score with the Rams, and you're just talking out of your fucking ass, you Cardinals fan. 89.2 for Cooper Kupp to
he
the
said
60.
go to Kirk.
Yeah,
Go to Kirk. Okay, that's what he fucking says. Instead of holding his L, he said, oh, "But what about Christian? I'll fucking do it." You know, who knows?
Christian Kirk actually is.
Maybe
he's gonna be
maybe
up
it's
there.
like
I
really
bet you
high. Yeah,
75.
it could be
I
like
bet you
it could be like
75,
90.
something like that.
It's 90.5. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're telling me Christian Kirk
So
is
wait,
your
are you
best
telling?
receiver,
So the Christian Kirk is the best receiver in the league?
Christian,
Is he higher than Kupp?
Yes, he's higher than the
Yeah.
Cup. So Christian Kirk is better. Giving Robert Sausage is better than DeAndre Hopkins and Cooper Kupp.
Pay the man.
Fucking piece of shit.
All
Shut the
right,
fuck
so
up.
I'll jump.
I love seeing your anger live.
It's just
I'm
dumb.
not only seeing it, I'm not only hearing it, but I also can just see your frustration,
I feel it.
and I just love it.
Go to Kirk. Go to Kirk because he's the best one. Go to his score. Fucking piece of shit.
All right, so
Um,
next game we have is
last game.
No, it's actually two.
Oh,
two
second
more
to
games.
last game.
Wait, really?
Yep.
No,
You
no,
got-
no, this is the last one.
No.
Oh, wait,
we have
Monday
Monday.
night.
Oh,
I got
shoot.
Monday night.
I thought there were only 30 teams in the NFL.
All right, guys,
Alright.
we're almost there. Let's kill this.
Is this my?
This is you.
mine? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a little scared because I love this at 7 for the Bucks. I don't know if y'all saw, but like 97% of people are on the Bucks on this game, and yeah, I mean, this is one of those to me that it's confused. Like, is it too good to be true? This is okay. Miles is just livid right now. We just
Yo.
gotta throw in the white flag for Miles, but yeah, I mean, this just screams Bucks to me. It's like Tom Brady's comeback to New England, and he's just gonna murder Bill Belichick. And dude, the Patriots just don't look very good, man. Like, I was kind of listening to like a podcast about this, and they were kind of saying that Bill Belichick kind of likes to groom his players, and this year they kind of went out to free agency and kind of bought some guys, and it's just not his like mentality. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say the Bucks have been playing like extremely good or anything, but if you're giving me Tom Brady versus Mac Jones this is probably the most mad Tom Brady could ever be outside of like his Super Bowls, and he's just gonna. I'm riding with Tom Brady. That's it.
Yeah,
So,
Tom Brady's gonna walk. He's going to walk into what's
I got it at 6.5. By the way, the line moved up, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Yep,
6.5.
6.5." Immediately,
he's gonna
saw
walk
it.
into New England, take his pants off, and show him like, "Hey, what's up? I'm back."
Right.
Even though who knows if it's going to be like an emotional game for him, may or not, but I think it is going to be a thing where he wants to destroy them, and he is going to let his teammates know, I want to destroy them. It's Monday Night Football, so it's Mac Jones in that environment that all the lights are on him. Like I'm literally playing against the guy who job I just took for the past 21 years. Like that's me, and so I think the lights it's going to get to him. Tom Brady probably already knows everything that they're about to do. Like they probably still have the same exact game plan, so he's going to decipher that with his defense. And then overall, like it's what did I say?
You said Monday Night Football.
My bad. So Sunday Night
Robert,
Football.
It's all right. Robert's here to help you.
So I'm glad Robert's still here because I thought he fucking left. So I'm glad he's still here. There is a receiver that I forgot about the Rams, Deshaun Jackson. If he wants to put out Christian Kirk bullshit, Deshaun Jackson, 77.7. So that puts the top 3 for the Rams are better than the top 3 for the Cardinals. So eat a dick, you bald bitch. Go breastfeed, you fucking clown. Oh, bring up Kirk. If you can bring up Kirk, I can bring up Deshaun Jackson.
All I'm going to say is after this, I don't know necessarily today, but at some moment we want to bring Ribbert in here with Benson and Max and just talk
Raiders
random stuff.
at Chargers. Oh, it's just so stupid.
I'll pull it after this.
All right, I got this one for the Raiders or Chargers. I have the Raiders actually covering this one plus 3.5. This is the one stadium where I do not believe the Chargers will have fans. I think there will be more Raiders fans there than there is actual Chargers
People think
fans.
they're going to travel really well.
Yeah, and I mean this is their old stomping ground anyway.
Mhm.
So this is essentially a home team being the underdog in this one is what it is.
So like the
Raiders.
Cowboys.
What?
So remember when the Cowboys played the Chargers? And
Yeah,
they
we
had home
said
field?
that it wasn't
All right,
going to
so
be
now
that way,
you're-
and we
now
were
you're
wrong.
agreeing with
No,
me.
what we said,
So
asshole.
Miles, say you love
What
me.
we said was when we made the picks, I said, no, that's not going to happen. And then the next day when we came in, we had our L's. I said, oh, it fucking mattered.
Right. Okay. All right. I
So I
just
already
want
said
you to
it.
admit
Don't
that
ask,
you
don't ask,
that I'm right
don't do
all
it
the
again.
time.
I already admitted it.
I like Derek Carr in this one. Herbert looked amazing last weekend, but I do think the Raiders can keep it at 3.5. I don't know if they win the game, but I do like the 3.5. Like if you give
I'm
me
looking at
above
3 right now, but 3.5
I see 3.
is
Is it 3?
spicier.
Yeah, I got mine at 3.5 to
Okay.
begin at the week, so I took it immediately at 3.5, and I like that one.
Ooh, yeah, this is 3.5 right here.
Alex?
I'm just gonna stay away. It probably
Yeah,
won't
this is
because
scary.
when it comes down to Monday Night Football, honestly, I
You
think
bet.
what happened is I had a dream about this line about 2 months
Jesus
ago,
Christ.
Miles Thomas,
Oh
and
goodness,
and
come on!
it told me to take
Whatever
+4
the dream
Raiders.
is, I'm going Chargers.
I think I have the
You think what your
I don't
dream
remember. It
is?
was 2 years ago.
Oh my god!
I have the
what are you
proof somewhere in the
talking
text
about?
because right after the dream, I said this is what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna look in our gamble text and see. But no, I think I'll end up betting it some way somehow. But I don't even know where I'm at yet. I'm just pass right now. I don't know what to do.
I'm definitely gonna go Chargers. I think it's a huge statement game to beat the Chiefs. Division game between these two. I don't think the home field advantage thing applies unless it's for the Raiders here. Like Frost said. But I think the loss that we saw with the Cowboys, Frost went over it. Like it's Justin Herbert throwing the ball, like throwing picks, like in the red zone. Like it's him like making weird decision making plays to where if he can eliminate that, he can look a bit better. I'm gonna say this: I was off on Herbert, and I thought he was gonna play really bad, and he hasn't been playing he's came down with media, right? He's came down way down with media. But even with that being said, I think in my scale, like the Miles scale, he's climbing. Like I'm seeing more of him, and he's.
I want to
better.
see a top 10 list.
We'll
shortly.
get that next week. We'll do a top 10
We do top 10
quarterback.
list next week.
We'll do
Yeah.
a top 10 quarterback list,
Herbert might be on there.
and this is going to be in order by the standards of like 2021, like
Are we doing active QBs right now?
active,
right?
yeah, active on roster. So Deshaun Watson's not going to be on the list. So that
Okay with
like
that.
little. We'll do something
I'd love
like
to
that.
hear y'all say that Dak is a top 10 guy. I won't
Okay.
hear it
We
from
don't
Frost,
have to.
but I
we'll,
think I
we'll-
might.
like I
be.
said, we're
I'll
saving
be
it for
doing
next week, so
Mills.
we don't have to talk about that right now. But yeah, -3 is where I'm at with Chargers, and so What's our lock? I think we went. Did we go 3-0 last week on
We
our
did.
locks?
We
Yeah, we did go.
Yeah.
I
We
went
went
Vikings
3-0.
straight up. What did y'all
Yep.
do?
I think I did Chargers plus 6.5, and they won outright. Yeah, I think that was mine.
Frost. You were Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders covered.
Okay. Okay. So let's do it again. What do y'all have? What's your lock?
I think I already said it. I'm loving that Lions line. So +3 Lions is my pick.
Okay, Frost.
That's a good one. That's one of my top picks this week. Actually, is that Lions line. I think they're going to get their first one of the season, which is awesome for them. I think my top pick would be that New England line. You give me the 6.5. Like they just
You
have
mean
to
for
win.
the Bucks?
Or for the Bucks, sorry.
Okay, 6.5.
Yeah, for the Bucks. Yeah, the
So
Bucks covering 6.5.
We're riding with 98% of America is on the Bucks. There has to be
don't think there's
something
a
like Tom Brady has COVID or something. Like
I don't think there's a way they lose that game. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's my pick. I don't think there's any other picks that are.
Okay, I'm debating on Broncos right now, -1. I think I like that the most, but I think I'm gonna go with my gut. My gut says +7 Eagles. My gut also says Eagles outright. As a it's not a lock though, so I guess
I don't
since
even
it's
know
gut,
Brent would say that.
I'm gonna go +7 Eagles.
Hashtag
for
bias.
sure.
I like that. I like that
+7 Eagles
one.
is, I think, a really
They
good
just have
lock.
to keep it within the tutty, and that's
Outright, I'm probably bullish on, but for them to cover, for sure, +7. All right. So that is week 4. We did it.
We'll do a little.
We did it
sponsored
under
thing.
2 hours.
Yeah. So if you were
So,
betting over
we
2
need
hours,
to- we
If
need to
I
wrap
didn't
it-
have
we need to
a
wrap it up
bald-
faster, and you
if
didn't
I
have to-
if I didn't have a bald clown
yeah,
getting to me,
Robert
I would have
definitely
been better
put about 30 minutes over.
for sure. And I don't even. I can't. Don't just go back. So that was our week 4. We'll be back next week with the top 10 lists and quarterbacks. We'll be back with, of course, more spreads and our locks. Hopefully, we kill it. Anybody doing anything, or anybody have any sponsors or anything?
No,
I always
nothing.
forget what our sponsor is.
Okay, yeah. ClamWow.
Yeah, ClamWow is our main sponsor.
Okay, so that's us. That was our show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're bald, wear a fucking condom. How about that one? I'll say that. Wear condoms so you
Put
don't have.
clam wow on your head.
Yeah, ClamWow condoms. Go
Brings
buy
your
one.
hair back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, brings
Yeah.
hair back everywhere. All right. Have a good show day, guys.